It is time for Game 3 of today's 4 games for the Top of the Peak Tournament, second annual great tournament here at Glacier Peak High School. Girls basketball on your home for high school sports worldwide, STSPN.com. I'm Mark Ockett. Todd Elvig is here, and our presenting sponsor is Speedway Chevrolet. Visit them at speedwaychevrolet.com and get yourself a great vehicle, great service, used vehicles. It is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. So our next game right here, Curtis Vikings out of the South Puget Sound League 4A against the Greater Spokane League Mount Spokane Wildcats. How about that one as we have a good matchup? I think it's going to be a lot closer than the last one we had where Glacier Peak with an 86-46 win over Lincoln of Tacoma. First game turned out to be awesome as Lake Stevens came back and defeated Eastlake 64-57 in overtime. So, Todd, I do believe we're going to see a pretty good battle out here in this one and in the next game, the championship game of the Top of the Peak tournament between Todd Beamer and Kentridge. But we'll focus on this one. Let's take a look, first of all, at the starters for this one. First of all, for the visiting team on the board, that is the Curtis Vikings. Their head coach is Gary Biggers. He's in his first season. He also coached at Centralia College for 12 years. Let's take a look. Ella Brubaker, oh, is she good. 6 foot, senior forward. Also in the lineup today, she was out previously due to the flu, and that is a 5'8 junior guard, Shaughnessy Davis. Also starting a 5'6 senior guard, Catherine Matz, M-A-T-Z, and a 5'6 senior guard, Kiara Maxwell, as well as Takara English. She's a 5'11 junior forward for the Curtis Vikings. Now for the Mount Spokane Wildcats, David Pratt is their head coach, and he is in his 5th season leading the Wildcats as they will go with this lineup. Jamin Sides is a 6'1 junior forward. Also, Emma Main, a 5'6 senior guard. You've got a 6-foot forward and junior in Gracie Neal. Tia Allen starts as a 5'11 swing player guard forward. She's a junior. And then also Destiny Kamalu Vargas scheduled to start out there as well. And I'm just checking to make sure we got that right because I would think Jada Noble would be out there. I'm just going to double check if he gave me the wrong number. We'll see as they line up out there on the court. So hopefully everything all set here and we're ready to go on STSPN.com. Yeah, it should be Jada Noble as the starter because she's out there and she's a star. Jada Noble is going to be going to play at the University of Washington for head coach Jody Wynn. And I just ran into Michelle Augustavo Fisher, who is one of the assistant coaches for the Huskies. I do public address for the Dogs, and a lot of them here the other day to check out this great player in Jaden Owen. So here we go. Underway, Mount Spokane with the basketball, and a missed shot to get things going as Curtis will end up with the ball. Last touch, though, by the Vikings. How you feeling, Todd, as we head down the 3-quarter mark here?
Yeah, I'm
I think that says it all right there.
It's not feeling very good.
We're going to get you through this. It's that time of year, the cold and flu season. You know, the other thing, too, is there's so much going on with the holidays that we get worn down.
We do get worn down, and the thing is that we see so many people so that we're
yep. A lot of germs.
I don't think I've been sick in a year, but it's just a numbers game. You meet so many people.
Yep, and there's so many people that want to shake your hand and get your autograph that it's about to be some germ spread. Good pass, big
nice.
3-pointer over there on the far side by Emma Main, and Mount Spokane is on the scoreboard. 3-0 here in the first minute of play from Glacier Peak High School. We are at the top of the peak. And on the other end, getting the job done will be Kiara Maxwell. Senior putting that in. Curtis has 4 seniors, 3 juniors, and 3 sophomores. Last year going 16-4 in league play. They won 10 of their last 11 during the regular season. I should say they went 16-4 overall in the regular season in the South Puget Sound League 4A. Very, very competitive. Say SPSL and 4A, wow. You're going to have. There's a shot clock violation called against Mount Spokane. First turnover of the game. A little over a minute into the first quarter as these teams getting a feel for each other early on. And Todd, that's what's going to happen. These teams getting a chance to face each other from across the state. Spokane out towards the meat area right after you take the Y cutoff. Beautiful neck of the woods.
Great drive out there, right?
What's that?
It's a great drive. To get out
Yeah.
there.
Good 5.5 hours or so. That's out of bounds. Last touched by Curtis. It'll stay with Mount Spokane. Let's see how they do here. Mount Spokane with the white uniforms. They've got maroon in their color scheme with black trim. Big arcing shot. Coming up with the rebound will be Nolan, and misses on that. I'm watching her pretty close. Anytime you got Division I bound players out there, you want to watch them closely. It's 3-2, and we're not seeing the offense. Well, in that first game today, Lake Stevens had just a horrible time with the shooting in the first 3 quarters, and then did they turn it up for that fourth quarter? It just looked like they put a completely different team out there as everything going their direction, and that's because they hustled so hard. They earned it. They worked very hard. Eastlake playing hard throughout themselves, but they got a wake-up call in that fourth quarter in overtime. Nolan with the cross-court pass. And that's going to go out of bounds. I'm hearing packaging over there. You're off the air or on the air? There you go. People are going to go, what is that? It's not me. 3-2 the score. Out of bounds it goes. 5:35 to go. We are in the first quarter of action here at Glacier Peak High School, and that's going to go out of bounds. Curtis didn't quite know what they wanted to do that time, and it goes out of bounds.
Protein bar, trying to
oh, there you go.
kick this thing.
So you'll be good as new by game 4 in about the third quarter.
Yeah.
Back up top, they move that really well, but she can't quite get enough on it to make the basket. That's a held ball. It's going to Curtis. Assistant coaches for Mount Spokane, Lance Marquardt, Dan Smith, Leonard Vargas. What's funny, I was talking with the Curtis head coaches and saying that, well, when we went back to the hotel or we were on the bus, we were watching STSPN. The 4 different coaches were watching it, and the timing was slightly different on each one. Finally, they decided to get on the same page. So it's great to be there for them to watch and analyze the game. We got a push off. This is going to be the first team foul against either team. That goes against Kara Maxwell of the Curtis Vikings. Her first team foul. And Mount Spokane to inbound on the baseline. 5 minutes exactly to go in the first quarter, and just 1 basket scored by each team. Emma Main with a 3-pointer for Mount Spokane to get them on the scoreboard, but then Kara Main with a 2-point basket. So we just had the 1 basket for each side. Biggest lead, that 3 points by Mount Spokane. We got an issue with the scoreboard. Scoreboard just went out, and Todd, this is that point in the broadcast where we sell Daktronics products.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what we want to get in here.
And whatever they do down there, they're probably going to wind up knocking my scoreboard off.
Yeah, so if that's the case, I'll just give it to you verbally. Now, you've been over to Lake Stevens then, right? Have you seen it? The gym?
I have.
Yeah. And they have, their scoreboard is like a Jumbotron, isn't it, where they can change things on there? Or
It is, but I'm not a fan of that. What I think they should do is have a scoreboard and a video board.
Okay.
So they're not combining them.
Because what happens there is the score goes up and down and all over the place. That could probably affect what you're doing. Whereas if you have them separate, then you're in a position where you constantly have the score and different information up there, and then the other is video. Excuse me. So help me. That sneeze is leading to something that you have. My lawyer will be in contact with you
I bet
8
it
a.m.
will.
tomorrow morning. I'm just kidding. Off the rim, Mount Spokane. Strong board by Gracie Neal. Now, Gracie Neal is one of several that Mount Spokane has called up from JV. Nolan with the pass. It's broken up, but Mount Spokane hangs on to it with the Wildcats. Great bounce pass. Nolan underneath. Finds her teammate. That's Gracie Neal. Neal does not make the basket, however, she is fouled. She'll go to the line with 2 shots. That foul is called against Takara English, her first, second team foul. This is the first trip to the foul line for either team. Neal is a junior. Perfect. So much comes down to the touch. Obviously, you want to be spot on with your aim for the target. I always found in shooting, especially foul shots, I always like to aim to the back of the rim, and then you know you're going to hopefully have plenty on it. And don't aim too short because you're going to put it off the front of the rim or shoot an air ball. Personally, I love the shooting aspect of basketball and how it comes to wherever you're at on the floor to know exactly where the basket is, especially if your back is turned to it, where you can just simply turn around and know where it is and fire off a great shot. That's the key to being a great player. And that comes with time and practice. That's taken away. Third turnover by Curtis, down by 3. Mount Spokane matching their biggest lead of the game. The Wildcats are 3-0 in Greater Spokane League play, 6-3 overall, so they are playing their 10th game of the season, hitting the midway point in the regular season. 4:11 to go, first quarter. That looked good, a little too far on it though. Pass was nice. Stolen away, Nolan gets it. Left hand, underhand, drops it in. You'll see that in purple and gold starting next year at Alaska Airlines Arena. Stolen away by Nolan again. Count it. There's another one. Nice touch, and she's got a foul shot coming up. It is 9-2. Mount Spokane is on top. Count that, and the foul is going to be against Brubaker, who's been quiet so far. Third team foul. We got a timeout on the floor. 3:49 to go. First quarter. Mount Spokane leading 9-2 here in the early going on STSPN.com.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Nine to 2 is our score. We go to the second half, part of the first quarter. Second half of that is we're at 3:49 to go in the first quarter. Mount Spokane leading 9-2, and Jada Nolan going to the line. She's made 2 field goals, a chance to complete a 3-point play right here. Wildcats now 3 for 3 from the line as she sinks that one. And does quite well. 16 points, 9 rebounds per game. That's going to go out of bounds. Nolan's going to inbound. Eight-point lead for Mount Spokane, their biggest lead of the game. And we certainly saw a big blowout in the last one. Glacier Peak taking it to where the running clock kicked in under 4-minute mark as they were up, got it up to 40 points. That's what they won by, 86-46. Mount Spokane averages 59 points per game. There's a big one off the backside of the rim. Curtis going in the blue, the other direction. Quickly lost out of bounds, but last touch by Mount Spokane. The Wildcats average giving up 48.3 points per game. They have a plus differential of 10.7. You got to like that, again, to go along with a 6-3 record and 3-0 in Greater Spokane League play. And that is a very competitive league over there in the Inland Empire. Outside, good job finding her. That would have been great had she sunk that shot. It was a great pass. Going the other direction. That's knocked out of bounds. Good hustle. Curtis coming down the way there is Takara English to knock it out of bounds. She broke up the play. And again, when you're down like this 10-2, it's the little things that make a difference. And if your shots start falling, it can close the gap really quickly. And you'll be glad that you're playing that kind of defense and aggressiveness, as long as you don't foul all over the place to get the job done. Taylor Allen, sophomore, checking in for Mount Spokane. They have 3 seniors on this Wildcats team. That is on the floor. Held ball, and is going to stay with Mount Spokane. 2:45 now to go. Mount Spokane finished second in 3A with a 37-35 loss to state champion Prairie on March 2nd. So they were just a couple of points away, 3 points away from winning the state championship at the 3A level. And if that had been the case, we'd have had both the, there it is, look at that. Allen connects, now it's a 12-2 lead. If that was the case, Todd, if Mount Spokane had won it, we would have had the 4A and 3A state defending champions here. We had Eastlake as the 4A defending champ and the runner-up for 3A. That's pretty darn good in itself. And 4 teams total that ended up playing in the state tournament down at the Tacoma Dome.
Well, I think it's exciting just to see him here. But yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, well, it's been pretty incredible as it is, and we know that next year in December that Brian Hill is going to continue to build off what he's got started here. Out of bounds, Curtis basketball. Vikings will sub in. For them is Talia Spencer.
I bet he's already talking to schools about
Oh, I'll bet he is. Destiny Kamalu Vargas is in for Mount Spokane. Yeah, you got to start planning early. You know, it's not easy either, because when you're coaching a team and as good as Glacier Peak is, oh, look at that, a little too far though. Turnover number 3 for Mount Spokane. We're even up in that department. Still a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Curtis is in University Place, not too far from the University of Puget Sound. Great facilities there. Really nice high school. I've never been to Mount Spokane. I've been to Curtis a couple times. Their football stadium is right there. Dave Lutz, the legendary coach down there. Grab. That foul is going to go against Curtis's Talia Spencer, her first team foul number 4. Mount Spokane does not have a foul in this game as of yet, with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Well, Todd, I know you're dealing with a bug there with the cold, but New Year's Eve plans? Something fun? Yeah, besides getting over that, there is Nolan, loses a dribble, gets grabbed going into the paint. Fouled, and she will have no shots. It's just out of bounds. That is going to be called against Shaughnessy Davis. Her first foul, 5th team foul. Again, 5-0 in that department, as Mount Spokane is not fouled as of yet. The Wildcats will inbound on the right baseline. It will be Tia Allen. She finds Nolan. Nolan up top. Pass over on the left side. Nolan, one of the top recruits in the state of Washington. Stays in state. There's a beautiful, excellent 3-ball. That is Kiara Sayers. Makes it 15-2. Going one-sided. Biggest lead of the game for Mount Spokane. There's a hoop. Connecting after receiving the great pass is Takara English. She averages 13 points and 11 rebounds per game. Here we go. That's a travel. Oh, you were saying New Year's Eve.
Yeah, no, we'll probably be just watching the ball drop on the TV.
Yeah. They were showing that on the news yesterday. 12,000 pounds that thing is.
Wow.
Yeah, try lifting that. And after some people have been consuming some things out there, they think they can actually in Times Square. It's amazing. They put like 500,000 people in there. That's
well,
a lot.
I can't do it today. I'm sick.
Yeah, that's right. Now, normally that wouldn't be a problem. There is a rebound by Mount Spokane. Shot clock is dead. They go the other direction. Deflected out of bounds. An 11-point lead for the Wildcats. Last year, tremendous at 19-1 in the regular season. They started out 16-0. And then again, a great postseason. Driving through, she gets grabbed on the way in with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Our 9th of 16 quarters here. Foul is going to go on Takara English, second foul, 6th team foul. Sayers is at the line, her first attempt.
Second personal foul, number 23.
Mount Spokane now 4 for 4 from the foul line. One of the players that the Wildcats lost last year from graduation, Aspen Adams. Both those foul shots are good. She is now playing and starting in the West Coast Conference at Loyola Marymount. That says something right there. Freshman starting in the WCC. 5 seconds, first quarter. Mount Spokane by 13, equaling their biggest lead. 1 second, and it gets sloppy at the end. That's the end of the quarter. Just 4 points scored by Curtis, 17 for Mount Spokane. And we'll take a break. Going to the second quarter, Mount Spokane leading Curtis 17-4 in Game 3 today of the second annual Top of the Peak tournament at Glacier Peak High School.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
I guess they open those skylights up above us, right, from time to time? I think.
I've never seen those open.
Wow. It'd be some good natural light. We back?
We are back.
All right, we're just discussing this, how this gym is great. It's got great high ceiling. I'm looking up there going, seeing skylights, and yeah, we don't think we've ever seen those opened up. Curtis with the ball down by 13 and a foul. Taking it to the basket was Ella Brubaker. Brubaker has not scored yet. Now, on Friday, in the first game, she had 29 points.
They look like they're motorized, but they probably didn't spend the money to put the motors in. Now, if they were down in Snohomish.
There you go. That foul is going to be called against Sophia Bertati Matoyer, her first team foul. Finally one on the board against Mount Spokane. And Brubaker hits both shots. Brubaker averages 27 points per game. She's a good one. She's going to go to Masters University down in Los Angeles and getting a scholarship in NAIA ball. That's a travel called against Mount Spokane, their 5th turnover of the game. Early in the second quarter in our 3rd game of the day. If you're just tuning in, Lake Stevens down by a huge amount. 14 points, or a big amount at the end of 3 quarters. 38-24, came back and outscored their opponent in game number 1, the East Lake Wolves, 27-13 to take it to 51 apiece in regulation, forcing overtime, and then they went nuts in that overtime, continually to play great and come away with a 64-57 victory. Brubaker off the mark. I'm just amazed she hasn't lit it up much point-wise. I think she had 14 points on Friday in the first quarter alone on her way to 29. We got a foul, sending Curtis to the line. Second team foul called against Mount Spokane. That foul is called on Destiny Kamalu Vargas, her first. And heading to the foul line with 2 shots will be Monique Evans. Momo? That's her. Just got the update.
That is the official term because I've heard them yelling.
That's Momo. Is this Dad right here? So we got family to keep us on top of things here. Nice to them to come over across state. Unfortunately, Momo missed both foul shots. Dad's going to let her know about that afterwards. There's Nolan. Quick pass. 3 points. MMA now has hit 2 3-pointers, 1 in each quarter, and it's a 14-point lead at 20-6. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Mount Spokane Wildcats. 6:40 to go in the second quarter. Nice step-in move. And sometimes that's tough because you blow so much energy getting through there, and she was just a little bit off angle on the release. Nolan finds her teammate. That's going to be a miss. Great board, though. Follow-up is a really good move by Gracie Neal. Mount Spokane gets a fresh 30 on it.
See this gentleman in front of us. He comes walking up here with cash. I thought, well, we haven't put out the tip jar yet.
Wouldn't that would be kind of funny. Throw $1 in there and say, okay, if you like this, not only tell your AD, especially up in the north part of the county, but also we get tips. Of course, knowing you would just give it back to the schools to help the athletic programs.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a missed shot. Follow-up, good. Coming through is Kamalu Vargas. Now a 16-point lead. Starting to get to be like the last game where Glacier Peak won 86-46. Final game at 3:30-ish probably. Todd Beamer Titans against the Kent Ridge Chargers, the championship game. Both teams from the North Puget Sound League. Reverse, not enough on that one. Wildcats end up with the ball coming up on 3 minutes into the second quarter. There's Nolan. Hook pass, inside out, off the rim. There's Nolan again. Really keeping a close eye on her with her going to the UW next year. You can just try to see, you do see what the talents are. She's got a well-rounded game.
Well, she does too.
Yeah, she's definitely got the skill set. She looks and sees her teammates really well, finds them. So much of what's important in this game is having court vision, too. I talk about proximity to the basket, but court vision, and also not only do you know where the basket is, but you also know where your teammates are. What we got here? We got a foul. That's going to go against Curtis. Their seventh. It's going to be called against Momo Evans, her first. We got shots on the other end, yeah, because it's team foul number 7. It's going to be 1-1. Mount Spokane will go to the line on the other end.
Of Momo's dad here.
Gonna get Pops on there. Bertati Matoyer. Took a while, but it fell in there. Her first point of the game. Now a 17-point lead. Each one they go along here, it becomes their biggest lead of the game. As Curtis scores, there's a rebound and travel call against Brubaker for turnover against Curtis. Into the game now for Mount Spokane will be Kyla Randall, sophomore guard. Mount Spokane now 6 for 7 from the foul line. Avery Adams also playing at Mount Spokane, went to Boise State, but a manager for the team there. Head coach David Pratt says she's going to be a great coach someday. 23-6 the score as Mount Spokane in definite command of things here on the front court, and we got a blocking foul. Could see that coming. That's going to go against Catherine Matz. It will be her first and the 8th team foul. Mount Spokane with just 2 team fouls. Going to the foul line with 1-1 will be Gracie Neal. So far, Neal is 2 for 2 from the line. 3 for 3. And is she going to make it 4 for 4? Yes, she is. I want to thank another great sponsor for STSPN.com. That's McDaniel's Do-It Center, located in beautiful Snohomish, right here. That's right where we are in Snohomish. Finally, somebody ends up with the ball. That's going to be Mount Spokane. Nolan coming out of backcourt, crossover dribble, quick pass. Didn't really even look over there, just knew she was there. Her teammate was there, and that was Bertati Matoyer. And basket wasn't made, but the pass was definitely on the money. 19-point lead, 25-6. It was 17-4 at the end of the first quarter. Mount Spokane has outscored them 8-2 here in the second quarter. 7 seconds on the shot clock. And it finally ends up in the hands of Nolan. 4 seconds, 3, better fire it up here. Nope, they're gonna run out of time. 6 turnover against the Mount Spokane Wildcats. So more about McDaniel's Do-It Center. Locally owned and operated by the McDaniel family, Brad and Bob McDaniel, for over 40 years. Proud to provide Snohomish, Monroe, Lake Stevens, Everett, and Snohomish County with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. That's where Todd loads up.
It absolutely is. I load up with ammo there, too.
Well, then, in the sporting goods category, they got you.
Absolutely.
Now, so they've got firearms over there, too, right?
Yep.
They got you covered. Three-pointer. Brubaker connecting.
They even have some of those fully semi-automatic weapons.
Ella Brubaker connecting for the three-pointer. First three-pointer of the game for Curtis. 25-9. Mount Spokane underneath, and it works to precision. Gracie Neal with her first field goal has 6 points in the game. Just under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Here comes Brubaker, pull up inside the line. Doesn't get that one to fall as Mount Spokane will rebound and go the other direction. Jamin Sides, who started the game, hasn't been much of a factor out there offensively. Misses the shot. Mount Spokane ends up with it again, but now Sides will do the ball handling, so that's where she's able to contribute. And setting big at a 27-9 lead, 18-point lead. Good angle on that one. Nolan on the floor. We got a jump ball. Mount Spokane will retain possession. Each team subbing in a couple of players. Now you started setting up, what, Thursday?
We did. We brought in the big equipment that we use for football because if we're going to be here for this many games.
Yeah. Now that's very similar too. We want to make sure to mention that you're going to be, again, I believe it's the 5th year in a row. Let's see what we have here. Count it for Brubaker. And a foul shot coming up. So she's starting to get that point total up. She got 7. Team foul number 3 against Mount Spokane. 8 on the board against Curtis. Brubaker a chance to complete the three-point play. She had just 2 points, both from the line in the first quarter. Now has 8 in the game, 6 in the quarter. That foul was called against Kyla Randall, her first. .153 to go in the second quarter, a 15-point lead. That's not the biggest lead that Mount Spokane has had. Biggest has been 19. I'm Mark Ocker with Todd Elvig. Where'd Sarah go? Just taking a little break?
Well, she's
getting you more food. Held ball.
Well, I think you'd like where she went because she's actually picking up the checkbook.
Oh, yeah, I do like the sound of that. That's out of bounds for Curtis. As we wind through the first half, and it's been all Mount Spokane in this one. Skimming out of there. Wildcats end up with the ball. Traveling called against Mount Spokane, their 7th turnover of the game.
I think she's a millennial, though, too, so 4 games in a row, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's true. Got it easy. You got to give him a little break now and then. But she has worked hard, I'll tell you that. I can verify that. And Dad just kind of needling his daughter there. A little family Elvig humor. 1:20 to go in the second quarter. 14 on the shot clock, drives in, no.
Did you see that little fake she did there?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
She even had a little acting in that.
but no flopping like you'd see in soccer. Less than a minute to go.
Not so far, anyway.
Assistant coaches for Mount Spokane, Lance Marquardt, Dan Smith, and Leonard Vargas. Dish off the rim. They just are doing a great job on the boards. Oh.
Wow. Could that have gone further down?
We've seen like 3 or 4 of those today. There's a foul. You brought your all-in-one tool. Maybe we can unloosen those rims a little bit. They seem a little tight.
Yeah.
That is, what do they call them, Leatherman or something like that?
Yeah.
That's going to go against Bertati Matoyer, and 4 team fouls now against Mount Spokane. I went back to New York City in April, and I forgot I had one of those all-purpose tools in my bag, and it was at the bottom of one that I had my checkbook, different things like that. And count the basket off the steal.
And one.
And one more coming up from the foul line. That is Brighton Gumke with her first points of the game. Builds it back up to a 17-point lead. The foul will be called against Kara Maxwell. Her second, 9th team foul. Next is double bonus, but there's only a little over 34 seconds left in the first half. That foul shot is good, up to an 18-point lead. Their biggest has been 19 at 25-6. Curtis with Brubaker, soft touch. And her point total keeps increasing. I think she's just really fun to watch. She's really smooth. Just carries herself extremely well out there on the court. There he is again, a steal by Brubaker, loses a handle on it, 10 seconds. Second quarter, Mount Spokane moving the ball well. That was perfect. Pass from sides, and the basket coming through right there at the end from Gracie Neal, and it is halftime. Mount Spokane leading 32-14 at the half as they outscore Curtis.
Hey, tell Dad to give a wave.
15
hey, Dad.
to 10. So we're going to the halftime, and we got Momo's dad, Monique Evans' dad right there. He's on TV as we take it to halftime. All right. So great to have the parents here. And then the games are archived. So if you want to watch them later, STSPN.com, watch it on the way home. All right, folks, we are going to take a break, and then we'll come back right before the start of the second half. Thanks for being with us. Game 3 of 4 today. The championship is next after this one, and our 11th of 12 games in the top of the peak tournament. We'll be back with the second half after the break on STSPN.com.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's. We are back live as the teams are on the court. They've been formally reintroduced to get going in the second half. And now Mount Spokane in the white uniforms will go from right to left on your screen. And Curtis in the blue uniforms goes from left to right. 32-14, Mount Spokane leading this one. They led at the end of the first quarter 17-4. And then outscore Curtis 15-10 in the second quarter to be up by the 18 points. It's been all Wildcats in this one. Jada Nolan handling the basketball. And then they work it around the perimeter. Nolan up top. Little head fake there underneath. The thing I really like watching about her, Todd, is that she's really unselfish. And she can put points on the board, but she's constantly looking for her teammates.
Well, that's the key to a winning team.
Sure is. Tia Allen's going to come back in. No one's going to have a seat. The 18-point lead kind of rest her up a little bit. Curtis into front court. Shaughnessy Davis, and they finally get a pass over on the left side. That's a nice-looking shot. Catherine Matz comes through. Just 2 points, though, on that one. 2 points. It'll be interesting to see if Curtis now, that might be another indication of it, if they can start tightening this one up. Good no-look pass. Brubaker got the pass, and it goes out of bounds. They're going to say and talk things over first. Let's see. They're going to stay with it being Curtis basketball. That's how it looked like to me here. I want to mention at the end of the game, we will award the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game t-shirt. Have an interview. Timeout on the floor. 7:13 to go, third quarter. Mount Spokane 32, Curtis 16.
I'd like to mention our, there we go.
When we come back?
There's Momo fans.
We got Momo. Hey, are they on right now?
Yeah.
Okay. What's Dad's name down there, by the way? What's your name? Mr. Larry is his name. Well, hello, Mr. Larry. Glad to have you here at Glacier Peak.
Boy, that makes it fun, doesn't it?
It really does. We've been talking to them throughout the game. And daughter Monique Momo Evans, a sophomore at Curtis, young, and I'm sure we'll see her quite a bit over the next couple of seasons. Brubaker off the mark to the left side. Held ball. Stays with that side. Going to go to Curtis. Now, Vikings won the state championship in boys basketball. And if I remember right, it was 2013, which, as I look back, was, for me, and it was stuff we were doing at KRKO, was the funnest tournament at the state level I've ever been a part of. We had back-to-back championship games, and Curtis won the boys title on the boys side for one of the classifications. I've never seen fans so into it. Just great fans there at Curtis High School. There's Brubaker firing a big one from way outside, comes off the rim. And another held ball. Sometimes it gets like that. Mount Spokane will get possession of the basketball. Brubaker with 10 points in the game, started to heat it up a little bit more in that second quarter. And third of 4 games today. Lake Stevens coming back to win their game against Eastlake in overtime. Glacier Peak, the host school and defending champion, blew out Lincoln by 40, and there's a turnover. Mount Spokane now with 9 turnovers in this one. Going back to the Vikings. Well, let's see if Curtis can make Leif Erickson a proud man posthumously. The great Viking he was. There we go. Pull-up jumper comes out of there. Mount Spokane's going to get another crack at it. Here we go. Down low underneath, no problem. That great ball movement. That pass was excellent from Emma Main finding Gracie Neal. Neal now with 10 points as the Wildcats steal it right back. There's a 3-ball on the way. Strong rebound by Takara English. She averages 11 rebounds a game, but it's taken away. And we got a foul. That's going to go against Curtis. First team foul against either team in the second half, as the foul is going to be called against Catherine Matz. That would be her second foul. Wildcats inbound up by 18 points. Biggest lead has been 19 at 25-6. Curtis got to work on getting a little something strung together here. They need some big stops and baskets. That's usually how it works when you try to get back in a game. Underneath, that's a big basket. Good pass to find her, and it's English coming through. She now has 4 points in the game. Curtis 4 for 6 from the line. Mount Spokane sitting at 9 for 10. Neither team has attempted a foul shot here in the second half. That goes against Curtis, their second team foul. Going to be called against Shaughnessy Davis, her second. Wildcats with the basketball and a big 16-point lead. Again, Mount Spokane averaging 59 points per game, giving up 48.3 for a differential of 10.7. That's her 10th turnover right there. For Curtis, they averaged 55.6 and giving up 51.1 for a positive of 5.5 per game. Every one of these teams in the tournament has a positive differential in the point scoring. You got 10 teams that all made the playoffs last year and still have plenty of great players this year. You're going to have that. Yeah, good job getting the ball, but not a good job on the shot right there. Is less than 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Nolan back in. Great pass again underneath That is magic. Sides connects, and again, Nolan with an excellent job finding players. Mount Spokane working it out of backcourt with an 18-point lead. Their biggest has been 19, so they are on course here with this possession to try to get past that. I like that defensive matchup. Shaughnessy Davis, who came back today battling the flu earlier. Nolan over there, again, a great pass. Nolan only has 5 points, all in the first quarter. Taken away, 11th turnover for Mount Spokane. 4:10 to go, third quarter. We got a foul, no doubt there. That is Gracie Neal, who gets called. It's going to be her first foul, first team foul. Two shots coming up. Kiara Maxwell heading to the foul line, where Curtis is 4 for 6, now 5 for 7. Some substitutions, one of them in for Mount Spokane, Sophia Bertati Matoyer. I just think, Todd, there's certain names you get and you just can't say them enough. What do you got going on there? You got a battery change? All right. They always got you on your toes, don't they? You're in the halfway mark, 4 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter. All Mount Spokane outside. And Curtis gets the board. Mark Ockett, Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig here at Glacier Peak High School. And the teams will start dipping in to conference play pretty much full time once they get through these tournaments like today. Yeah, great defense over there on the right side. Really forcing a turnover. Let's take a look at what Mount Spokane has coming up. So you got this game today, and then they get right into league play in the Greater Spokane League Tuesday, January 7th, so a week from tomorrow. There's a three-point basket. Ella Brubaker now 13 points, and she certainly leads Curtis in scoring. In fact, she leads both teams, averages 27. She's about halfway there. Out of bounds, last touched by Curtis. It'll be Mount Spokane basketball. Tia Allen returning to the lineup for the Wildcats. Also checking back in will be Taylon Allen. See the connection there. One's a sophomore, one's a junior. Jada Nolan will set up. Got in the offense with a 14-point lead, and yeah, Mount Spokane has been up for quite a while in this game, no doubt there, and been up by as much as 19, but those 14 points isn't exactly a lead you can camp on. You got to stay aggressive out there and try to get some more points to put some distance between you and Curtis. Curtis could come sneaking back into this one. That foul is going to be called against against Curtis. Checking to see who that's against. They said 12. Oh yeah, it's going to be Nia McCoy who's in. They switched her number right before the game. Third team foul. They committed 9 in the first half. Mount Spokane with 4 in the first half, 1 here in the second half. So they've been in control in that department. So with that one out of bounds, we might have a foul call. I think that's going to go against the Wildcats. Indeed. Bertati Matoyer called for the foul. Her second foul, second team foul. 2:43 to go, third quarter. A 14-point lead for the Mount Spokane Wildcats, and they keep the heat on. Nolan back up tight on her opponent, Kiara Maxwell, and trying to get the ball. Does knock it away, forces a held ball. It'll stay with Curtis, but you gotta love that hustle. She wanted that one bad. Brubaker needs some help. So Mount Spokane against Central Valley a week from tomorrow, and then they've got North Central, both those games at home on January 10th, and then they are at Rogers of Spokane on January 14th and host Meade and Gonzaga on the 17th and 21st to really get deep into GSL play. And then you start looking at moving into that last third of the schedule and gearing up for what you hope is a lengthy postseason run. Brubaker had a wide open shot, but short. So Brubaker has 13 of the 22 points for the Curtis Vikings. That's off a knee. Gonna be a foul though. 13 foul called. And we're gonna have a timeout. No, they're gonna just keep it rolling here. That foul is gonna go against Tia Allen, her first foul. It would be out of bounds. Curtis, each team with 3 fouls. Mount Spokane up by 14. And here we go. Look at this. Well, I love this matchup here. Kara Maxwell with Jada Nolan all over her. That is fun. And better get used to playing that pressure defense. That's what is a staple trademark of Jody Wynn and her coaching staff at the University of Washington, where Nolan is heading, going in there next year to become a dog. Huskies with an opening conference win over Washington State yesterday. That one comes out of there. There's Nolan. Finally gets a couple of points. She's been doing such a great job distributing the basketball. She's got 7 points. Those are her first 2 points since the first quarter. And again, up tight on Maxwell. Maxwell averages 6 points per game. She really forced that one up. Vargas coming out of backcourt. Slick on the pass. Those are great when they work out. Oh, look at that. Nolan. Wow. Great pass. Kamalu Vargas connects on the basket, and we got a timeout called. 30-second timeout, 40-22. Mount Spokane on top by 18 points on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We're back live, 1:05 to go, third quarter. I'm Mark Ockett with Todd Elvig on STSPN.com. And you can find us all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and straight to STSPN.com. The games are archived. It's thrown away. Curtis is going to get the basketball. 8 turnovers, or rather Mount Spokane with it. 8 turnovers for Curtis. Nolan back up top. Just does such a great job of knowing where her teammates are. Tapped around, Nolan with the board, puts it back up. Yes. Look at that soft touch, 9 points in the game. Blocking foul is going to be called against the Wildcats. Goes against Tia Allen, her second foul. 14th foul. Simply out of bounds for Curtis. Shot clock turned off, and we got 21 seconds to go in the third quarter, and a 20-point lead for Mount Spokane at 42-22. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Wildcats. Ah, that was a great shot. Right on the nose. Coming through, Talia Spencer. 3 seconds in the quarter. That's going to wind out, and the clock ends the quarter. It is a 17-point lead for Mount Spokane, as in this quarter they come up with 10 points. And for Curtis, they were able to score 11, so they actually outscored them in the quarter, but they still trail by 17. We're going to the fourth quarter, 42-25, Mount Spokane leading Curtis. Fourth quarter coming up next on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back. 42-25 is our score. Going to the fourth and final quarter here at Glacier Peak High School. And Curtis is going to need some kind of magic here in the fourth quarter. Mount Spokane will have the basketball to get things going. Team foul-wise, the Wildcats of Mount Spokane have 4. Curtis Vikings with 3 team fouls. We go to the fourth. Mark Ockett bringing you the play-by-play, and Todd Elvig chiming in from time to time on color or other shining moments of comments to keep you entertained. A problem with the clock or something? I want to thank Gene Johnson Plumbing. Service is the heart of Gene Johnson Plumbing. As a socially responsible company, Gene Johnson Plumbing feels they move to give back to our community. They're excited to partner with high school sports programs to make a difference in our community. Thank you, Gene Johnson Plumbing, for your sponsorship of high school sports on STSPN.com. So I was looking at Curtis and what they have coming up. Still trying to figure out. It looks like there's some kind of clock or scoreboard problem. Boy, that's been happening a lot. That's something they need to fix. I think they just need to get a new scoreboard or something, or a new control panel. Because you look down there and it's not the All Sport 5000. Oh, hi, how are you? Got me with my New York Giants hat on, and there he is sneaking up on me. I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. Do we have a technical? Huh? Error in the book. Called against Curtis, it looks like. So they'll count that as a team foul. This is unique. At the foul line with the shots will be Emma Main, her first trip to the line, and makes it work. Makes the second one count. And that makes it a 19-point lead for the Mount Spokane Wildcats. And this happens before the start of the quarter. So will they put that in quarter 3.5? Look out. There you go. Get some help. Nolan's come out of the game. Give her a rest and keep her fresh. We got a big league schedule coming up. Plus, got a big trip over the mountains heading back to Spokane. I'd like to come out of there here with a victory. Looking good at this point. Curtis' defense was real good that time, forcing her to adjust her shot. We got 2 shots the other way as Curtis makes it work to draw the foul. That foul is going to go against Emma Main, her first foul. Team foul number 5. And going to the foul line is Shaughnessy Davis, averaging 7 points per game. Doesn't have any in this one. Way short. So for Curtis, they will host Graham Kapowson 7 p.m. on Saturday, and then they have 3 games in a row at home. Tuesday, January 7th, they host Emerald Ridge. And then on Thursday, January 9th, Rogers of Puyallup. Those shots good. Now Spokane doing their job right there. Moving the basketball around and get that rebound. Short on a couple shots, look a little tired on those releases. When you play these 3 games out here, it starts to affect you late in the game. And of course, they have the big lead at 18 points. Watch this. Well, it looked good coming down. Got a grabbing foul. That looks to be against Mount Spokane and Sophia Bertati Matoyer. That is the indication. Her third foul. 16 foul, 4 on Curtis, and Curtis will inbound now. One more, and you got Curtis going to the foul line for the rest of the half. So yeah, Curtis is hosting Rogers of Puyallup 7 p.m. on January 9th, and then on Saturday, January 11th, they will host Sumner at 7 p.m. So they got a lot of home games coming up. North Puget, or make that South Puget Sound League. The two teams we have coming up next are both North Puget Sound League teams for the championship game. Todd Beamer Titans against the Kent Ridge Chargers. 18-point lead. Nolan back in the game, finds her teammate. And they just are short on all these shots. They'd be up by 24, 26 points right now if they hit some of those in the quarter. Down it goes. Shaughnessy Davis now with 4 points. 44-28 coming up on a couple of minutes into quarter number 4. Todd's got many more games coming your way on STSPN.com throughout the rest of the basketball season, both boys and girls. There. Wildcats end up with it again. They got fresh time on the clock. Now under 6 minutes to go, and great lead for them. And Curtis might get a basket, a steal here and there, and then a basket, but they just are having trouble really popping that bubble. There's Nolan, 3-point attempt, just off the mark. Now they get another 30 on it. Getting hungry, driving in, takes it in. Emma Main now with 10 points. She has 2 3-pointers in the game, got those in the first half. 2 for 2 from the line and a 2-point field goal. Offensively, that's a pretty complete line. Back up to an 18-point lead. Curtis driving the paint. Ew, no foul, just a body block on the ball. And the Wildcats end up with it again. Gracie Neal. Nolan up ahead. She's going to go one-on-one to the basket. Just off, but got foul. 5:03 to go, fourth quarter, as Nolan should be going to the line with 2 shots. She's 1 for 1 from the line so far. That foul is going to go on Shaughnessy Davis, her third. 15 foul. Nolan stepping up to the stripe. Basket good. Now 10 points in the game. She is tied with Emma Main as leading scorers for the Mount Spokane Wildcats, and obviously it's been a nice balanced performance. Now Nolan is the leading scorer, up by 20. Matching their biggest lead. Earlier they were up 42. Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Great job. Who was that? Kiara Maxwell going underneath. Oh my. You love those kind of plays. Crisp, right on the money. Nolan going inside. How about that? There is Gracie Neal. Nolan's, we don't have that at this where we're at, but she's got to have at least 10 assists. She's going Sue Bird on us here. She really is fun to watch with those passes. I think she realizes that that's out of bounds. Great hustle again by Nolan. Yeah, she's one of those players that realizes she's going to get her points. And she's unselfish in getting the ball to her teammates. I think, too, it's the creativity that we're seeing from her that makes it fun. And her future school, the University of Washington, winning yesterday over Washington State. They'll match up again on January 11th at Bank of America Arena. Excuse me, that's the old name, Alaska Airlines Arena. Curtis called for a travel. That's turnover number 10 for them. Yeah, so the Huskies beating Washington State yesterday 65-56, improving to 9-3 overall and 1-0 in conference play. They had 3 tough losses at home to Tulane, Hawaii, and Vanderbilt, games that they'd love to have back. Otherwise, they went 8-3 in non-conference play, so that's solid. They're now 9-3. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Gumke comes through. 23-point lead. Biggest of the game for Mount Spokane. 3:42 to go, fourth quarter. And Curtis getting stunned by this one here as Mount Spokane going to win this one, it looks like. They've got a 23-point lead, and Curtis just has not been able to string anything together. We're going to get set. I think we're going to go with Jada Nolan as the player of the game. No? Did you already go with her already? All right. She's already been selected. How about we go with Emma Main? Okay? So, yeah, once you've won, it's got to be a while before you're eligible again. So Jed is not T-shirt eligible. She's already won once in this tournament. We like to spread the wealth. There we go. Oh, look at that. Held ball. Curtis will have it. 3:12 to go, fourth quarter. So second one-sided game in a row, and our championship should be interesting. Todd Beamer against Kentridge. I thought this one was going to be closer. Underneath, it looks like Brubaker is going to be fouled. She'll have 2 shots. So far, she's 3 for 3 from the line, has 13 points. Looks like the foul is on sides, her first. Team foul number 7. Brubaker connects. That's her first point of the fourth quarter. Down it goes. Just a little over half of her average at 27 points a game. I don't see her getting close to that with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Our third of 4 games here today and our 11th of 12 over the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and then today. Loss on the dribble. Mount Spokane, 12 turnovers. What do we got? Timeout? Oh, no. We got a player down on the back end there. A Mount Spokane player down now getting to her feet. It looks like she's okay. Shook up a little bit. That's Jamin Sides, the junior. I was talking about Mount Spokane having 3 seniors, and then junior-wise, they have 4. As far as sophomores, sitting at 3, and then they also have 2 freshmen on the team. That's balance right there. We got, looks like another technical. On the other end, Curtis, it's, what was it? On the coach for Mount Spokane, so he got called for a technical. Brubaker hits them both. Now 7 for 7 from the line, and it'll still be Curtis basketball. Down by 19 points. 53-34, 2:43 to go, fourth quarter. Underneath it goes, and good. Coming through is Takara English, and again, what's really important right there is to pass to find her. I see walking in down below the Todd Beamer Titans as they enter the gym for the championship game. That game was scheduled to get started at 3:15. We're actually going to be pretty close. First game stretched things out because it was overtime. We got a foul that is called against Curtis, their 6th of the half, and it's going to go against Shaughnessy Davis, her 4th. But yeah, we pretty much got back on schedule. They'll have about 20 minutes to warm up. Wow, what a perfect shot that was. Whitney Browning for Mount Spokane. She is a freshman, called up from JV, and perfect stroke on that one. 20-point lead, 2 minutes exactly to go, fourth quarter, and it looks like in the game. Underneath, English connects. 30-second timeout has been called by Curtis. 1:54 to go, fourth quarter. It's STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Down to 1:54 to go in the fourth quarter here at Glacier Peak High School as we wind it down before the championship game. So although it's not set in the brackets, I look at this as 3rd and 4th. So you've got Mount Spokane looking to wrap things up and finish 3rd in the tournament. Certainly a good showing for them as they would go 2-1. Thrown out of bounds. Just a matter of see what the final score is going to be. And we're going to go ahead and go with Emma Main as player. You know, then let me think about it. Gracie Neal also had a great game. Main seemed to be doing well with her complete game out there. You could go either way, but we're going to go with Main.
What number?
Number 10. Picked off. Underneath. I like that defense right there. Didn't leave her feet, kept her hands up. Coming through it, freshman Maria Davis. That who's underneath right there. That's a good sign for Curtis. You love it when they play the fundamentals and don't get up off and off the ground. It's back and forth now as it briefly became a volleyball game. 1 minute to go in the 4th quarter. Continues with the turnovers. I'm not even keeping track anymore. It's that point in the game where it really doesn't matter total-wise. They got some younger players in there getting a feel for things. So we'll take a break once we get you the final score, and then we'll be talking to Emma Main of the Mount Spokane Wildcats. They're up by 18 points. Biggest lead has been 23 at 53-30 not too long ago. So what we do is once we do the post-game interview with Emma Main, then we will take a break and I'll put my final prep together for the championship game. And we'll fire that one up. We'll find out here. We'll probably have a time on the clock between games. We can tell you once this game wraps up during our post-game interview, and then we can let you know when we'll be coming back. Yeah, just keep it tuned to STSPN anyway.
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason for you to go anywhere else. Your bowl games will be coming up big time on Wednesday. Now, that's it. 56-38. Final score. Mount Spokane with a big victory. They score 14 points in the 4th quarter and 13 points scored by Curtis. Again, 56-38 the final. We'll take a break, and then Emma Main is going to join us for the post-game interview. She is your Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's a post-game show here after Mount Spokane with a very impressive 56-38 victory over the Curtis Vikings. And joining us right now is Emma Main. Emma, good to see you. 10 points in the game, and you hit a couple of big three-pointers in that first half and helped your team get going. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, now let's talk about those outside shots and how you developed that good stroke from outside. You practice a lot?
Oh, yeah, I do. I definitely shot a lot today. I didn't make as many as I was expecting, but yeah, I definitely work on it. Big part of my game.
Well-rounded, the 2 3-pointers, hit a couple of free throws, 2 for 2, and also a field goal in that 4th quarter. And it's just really fun to watch, and your teammate Jada Nolan finding you guys a lot out there.
Yeah.
You play well. Last year, just a fantastic year in the postseason, and you lost some players, which can happen due to graduation, but it looks like you're reloading well.
Oh, yeah, for sure, definitely.
And so talk about when you started playing basketball over there. Are you from Spokane since you were
Yeah.
Were you born over there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Spokane.
Okay. And where, again, Mount Spokane, is that up by Meade then?
Mm-hmm. In the Meade School District,
It's
yeah.
in the Meade School District. I thought so. And a great competition in the Greater Spokane League. You're a senior, so how many years have you played varsity?
Since freshman year. I started swinging, so I was JV and varsity freshman
cool.
year. And then, yeah. So.
Also, for 4 years, that's really neat. And there's several that today that were swinging too, so it's nice how they're able to work them in, and you can play, up to 2 quarters, something like that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess since they didn't have any JV games this
you can
weekend.
play them all.
Yeah, they can play them all.
Good. Well, congratulations on getting the player of the game. Hold that out there. We'll get that on TV. And there you go. Yeah, and this game,
here.
we're going to have a picture for social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere else. So congratulations,
Sweet,
Emma.
thank you.
And have a great and safe trip back to Spokane.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you at State.
See you at
All
State.
right. There you go. That's Emma Main, and we wrap it up.